International NGO WaterAid has recruited us to help find sustainable solutions to setting up medical waste incinerators on the Southeast Asian island nation of Timor-Leste. 42% of the country currently live below the national poverty line. As a result, much of the country lacks safe and effective waste management infrastructure and knowledge. This is made more challenging by the country's mountainous terrain and isolated communities. Health posts are the primary healthcare facilities in Timor-Leste. District hospitals and community health centres are at the secondary level, and a national hospital is at the tertiary level. Health posts are often remote and provide services like a GP clinic would in Australia. They will be the target location for installing incinerators, as their current method for hazardous and non-hazardous waste disposal is burning everything together in an open pit. At low temperatures, burning waste releases harmful toxins into the air which are harmful to humans and the environment. The open pit is also a vector for the spread and transmission of disease and illness to the community, as it contains contaminated waste. Incineration largely reduces these risks when done correctly, which involves proper segregation of waste and ensuring the incinerator reaches a temperature of 850 degrees Celsius. This allows for complete combustion and is crucial in our design solution. Due to the low-income, resource-constrained rural communities of Timor-Leste, our incinerator follows the simple design of the small-scale de Montfort incinerator that WaterAid Pakistan used in their girl-friendly toilets program, though ours has some design modifications. The current design has two chambers, the primary, where waste is loaded and initially burned, reaching 600 degrees Celsius, and the secondary chamber, which reaches 900 degrees Celsius and burns the hazardous gases. However, with no warm-up period before waste is added to the primary chamber, complete combustion often isn't achieved if there's high moisture content. To ensure complete incineration, our design will have a loading chamber on top of the two other chambers, which will include a sliding plate mechanism, which when pulled will drop the waste into the primary chamber. There will be a temperature gauge on the primary chamber to indicate when the sliding plate can be pulled. This design is practical and should ensure complete combustion and low emissions are achieved. The design of our incinerator is low cost, does not require electricity or substantial amounts of fuel. They can be made from locally sourced materials and don't possess new technology that would require an expert to fix them. Local workers can even be employed to build them, given there is someone who understands the design overseeing the build. Involving the community in the build process should hopefully boost general knowledge and understanding of the benefits of incineration, reducing taboos in the process. It's crucial that health post staff are adequately trained, as complete incineration might not be achieved with small-scale incinerators if protocols aren't followed. This is why education is so important. To ensure the health post incineration program is successful, we would deploy a WaterAid representative up to speed on the design to provide support and training to health post staff in the first week of its use. We would also create instructional videos that staff could refer back to at any time should they need refreshers or to be used in training of new staff. These videos would demonstrate how to properly segregate hazardous waste, the use of PPE and why this is important, and how to use the incinerator, emphasising the crucial warm-up period, checking the thermometer, pulling the sliding tray, and disposing of the ash. On top of this, simple standard operating procedures would be created in the form of posters and placed on or near any of the explained tasks being conducted. Ongoing feedback between health posts and WaterAid on the rollout will also be facilitated to find improvements. Engaging the National University of Timor-Leste to survey these improvements is an idea that could help form a strong foundation on the effective management of medical waste and incineration.
Funding and accountability. Evidently, within third world countries, it is hard to find sources of financial support, but with further research we have found an adaptable approach to how we will fund this design regarding medical waste solutions. Firstly, international support can be provided through donor agencies and international organisations. We can seek grants, loans and assistance from these works to supply the national budget. Also, utilising carbon credits is very valuable, as reducing the greenhouse gas emissions we can gather carbon credits, which can then be sold on the international market, creating revenue to support the project. The incorporation of pillars is vital in our project and can be demonstrated through diverse engagement of local communities, including women and marginalised groups. Their involvements will help shape the implementation of waste management strategies. Equity will help strive for a fair distribution of incinerators. Inclusion will be applied through training programs that are introduced to local workers seeking employment. Environmental education programs can also promote reconciliation between communities affected by past conflicts.
Whilst incinerators are a suitable option to dispose medical waste, it is worth viewing other alternatives and their advantages compared to burning. The first and most affordable solution is introducing more reusable materials to reduce the amount of wastage and help save costs. The medical industry spends thousands replenishing single-use items every day, which contributes to a majority of expenses and wastages occurred in hospitals. A report made by the BBC determined some hospitals were able to save over $500,000 in expenses and cut their waste by up to 30% simply using reusable items. Therefore, by looking to implement more reusable items at health posts in Timor-Leste, the expenses can be saved and be used to contribute to other developing areas such as incinerators and slow landfill congestion. Additionally, single-use plastics will be reduced too, which overall will contribute to faster decomposition once these waste is delivered to landfills. Another idea which has been explored, especially in the Philippines, is the use of autoclaves. Autoclaves is a machine used to sterilize toxic medical waste before being disposed of in landfills. Additionally, they can be used to sterilize reusable medical equipment and reduce the impact on the soil since waste is being treated before disposal. Additionally, unlike incinerators, autoclaves can also reduce the risk of carcinogens being released in the atmosphere since materials aren't being burnt and fumes are not being released into the air, which also contributes to pollution. Lastly, the expenses to install autoclaves is significantly lower compared to some incinerators. Some incinerators are reported to cost up to $275,000 to operate and burn up to 50 kilograms per hour, with the most expensive part being the air filter. This air filter can be installed and uninstalled, meaning that a lot of companies choose to take away the air filter, which also contributes to pollution. Whereas some autoclaves cost $110,000 to operate and sterilize 80 kg per hour. The only cons to autoclaves, however, is that it takes more room to build and still needs additional cost to transport the waste to landfills, which could be difficult in Timor-Leste considering the landscape is mountainous.
For this project to be successful, all components must receive equal attention as they are interrelated. Developing knowledge, skills and understanding in health posts and the wider community in unison will see the best outcomes for medical waste management in Timor-Leste. Through installation of incinerators alongside an education program and with the help of WaterAid, it's our hope that we can make an impact by lowering the spread of disease from contaminated waste and implementing a sustainable approach to medical waste management that empowers the people of Timor-Leste.